So which watch sort of went to Everest but didn't go to Everest, and sort of exists as a company now but doesn't really exist as a company anymore? Stick around, we'll find out. So it is a Smith's watch, but it isn't a Smith's watch. It is an homage watch to a Rolex, but it's also a brand new watch in its own right. It comes from a company called Time Factors, and we'll get to the table and check it out. But meanwhile, if you're new here, please hit subscribe, hit that bell icon, leave a comment, and I'll reply back. So we're talking about the Smith's PRS-25 today, 40mm, and it's from a company called Time Factor, and that's been set up by Eddie Platt in Sheffield. If we open it up, little drum roll, inside we have the microfiber cloth, which is always nice to have. You've been given that a buff up as well during the video recording, and you get a 24-month international warranty with this, which I think is really good. As you can see, I've had this for 4 months now. I'm filming this in October. Well, inside, here we go, the Smith's PRS-25, and it is a gorgeous watch, quite clearly an homage to the Rolex Explorer. We'll go into some of that history in a little bit. I've had this for 4 months, as I say, so it's not a true unboxing. There's no stickers to take off, and it's already sized up for me. And the bracelet's a bit thick and chunky. We'll get onto pros and cons later, but it does have this dive extension which you can use throughout the day, one click or a couple of clicks either way when things are getting a bit warm or your wrist gets a bit cold, and so you can always have that perfect fit. Very satisfying, very chunky but very satisfying double clip deployment there on the clasp. We've got Smith's there at the 12, and just underneath you've got Everest, which you can just make out in very dark grey. I'll just unscrew that. So this was created as a replica of the Rolex 1016, Explorer 1016, which I'll talk about in a little bit. In 1953, Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay went to the top of Everest, which is obviously why they put the Everest logo there. Great Britain there at the 6. And both a Smith's watch here, the Smith's Deluxe, and a Rolex Oyster Perpetual will take them. Apparently Hillary had the Rolex and the Smiths on his wrist at the top, and Norgay had the Rolex when he got there. This then sparked the development, after they came back down from Everest, of the Explorer, the first Rolex Explorer 1016, reference 1016. I mean, you can go and pick one up yourself, but they range anywhere between 11 and 15,000 pounds at the minute, so very, very sought after watch. And then this watch, the PRS-25, is an homage to the Rolex 1016. So no sign crown, but as we do this, we can pull this out. There are a lot of callbacks to that Rolex 1016. So we've got the screw down crown, which sits in a recess inside the case body. We've also got the Mercedes hands. We've got a solid piece back. Mine's a little bit scratched. I have actually taken the back off mine, and I've regulated it now, and it's plus or minus a couple of seconds a day, which is fantastic accuracy, I think, for what you get in the movement that's inside. And 100 meters water resistance with that screw down crown. And I'm already using the microfiber cloth to polish it up for you. And yeah, the way the light bounces off this, I really, really like the crystal on it. I really like the screw down crown. I love the number set. I think the fact that they're quite rounded off, it's even got that kind of sort of plexiglass look, but it's not. It's sapphire crystal with AR coating, but they've done that domed top just to give that kind of acrylic look when you tilt the watch. Hacking seconds as well. We'll come on to the strap, as I say, in a little bit. But if I put this on my wrist, and there we go, really, really good looking watch, I think. Very sporty, can be used quite dressy, as can the Rolex Explorer, and it can take quite a beating. I think they look equally good, bashed up and dented up and a bit gnarly as they do sort of when they come out of the box. These sorts of design watches, quite clearly made here as a tool watch. So yeah, very satisfying. The clasp, it is very thick on the bottom. You do have these micro adjustments which you can do on the fly, which is really good. Having a 7¼ inch wrist, I think that I can get away with that. I've worn them at work. It doesn't feel too clunky under a cuff, but it's really pushing its luck as to how it is. And I know a lot of people have complained about the bracelet, so that's definitely one of the negatives. So there we go. And if we go onto the Time Factors website and have a look around at what they sell, so here it is. I bought the 40mm version. There is a 36mm version, which is very much in keeping and accurate with the 1016, which it's trying to emulate. But for me, I thought that would be a bit too small, so I've gone with the 40, and I'm very, very pleased with that. As I say, it's got Mercedes hands, Super Luminova C3. It's got 22mm lug spacing, but we'll get onto some measurements in a bit with the calipers. But it also looks at some other British brands, and it's also tried to bring these back as well, including Dreadnought there and Speedbird. I mean, look at the Dreadnoughts. They look like they're built like tanks. So back at the table then, and we have the calipers, and we have a lug-to-lug length of around 49mm. And we have a case thickness there of 13, just shy of 14 actually. And we have a case diameter of, it is 40, I'd say I'm pretty rubbish with these when I'm on camera. And with the crown, we have a diameter there of just over 44mm. And we have a go up with a lug width, which I'm lousy at doing, but anyway, here we go. It comes in at 22mm, and I've also put this on a NATO and a couple of canvas straps on 22mm. So what have we got to say that's positive about it? So for the money, I think it's fantastic. You're looking on the website for around £325, but they're always sold out, so you kind of need to keep your eye on the website as to when they're available. I like the Smith signed bracelet clasp. That is very, very thick though, there's no denying that. In fact, let's just have a quick look at what that is. See, I mean, that is coming in at 9mm, which is really thick. Other positives as well. I do like the bracelet, but other positives are the lume. Here we go, this is a lume shot. A bit struggling a bit there with the autofocus, but really, really legible throughout the night. Starts off, if you charge it up, it's blinding to start off the evening, and then it stays nice and bright throughout. So yeah, very impressed with that as well. So yeah, really the only negative I can think of is that clasp, but everything else is tipped up. And here we are outside in the South Yorkshire autumn sunshine. Really nice looking, bounces a light off it, fantastic. There is an AR coating on that, but not a fantastic amount. But just a really good dress watch, sports watch, all rounder really. Absolutely knocked out by this. One of the most impressive things I've bought for the channel. So welcome back to the green room. Thanks for coming back. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Smiths has been reborn again through Time Factors. And I think it's a fantastic watch. I love this watch. I think it's remarkable value for money. If you don't have £5,000 to spend on a Rolex Explorer, and quite a lot of us don't, including me, this is a great compromise. It's a fantastic homage watch. Mercedes handset, the lume is fantastic. Super Luminova C3, screw down crown, 100 meters worth of water resistance. I've got the 40mm, but as I said before, you can get it as low as the 36. I thought that'd be too small for me. I'm really pleased with the size. It's had a lot of criticism for the bracelet, but I think that they've managed to source one that's a bit better. It's still very much on the chunky side. Does have that diver's extension, which is quite handy. But just the fact that you can open that up 1 or 2 clicks through the day and get a more comfortable fit as your wrist gets hotter or cooler, I think is fantastic. I love the 316L steel. It looks fantastic on anything NATO straps. Bond NATO looks great on as well. I just really enjoy it. I think this is one of the most favourite watches that I've reviewed on the channel. I've been wearing this a lot now, both on the bracelet and on some of the NATO straps. I really like it. I like the polishing. I like the fact that the bracelet's brushed. It's even got drilled lugs to make the straps change out easier. I really can't fault this. I think this for me is getting very, very close to the one watch collection. I like the fact that the Everest is ever so slightly visible, so it's not too much in your face. You've got Great Britain at the 6 o'clock and Smiths at the 12. Really well balanced, beautiful watch, I think. I really suggest that you go and check out Time Factors. As I say, they've also got Speedbird remakes and Dreadnought remakes, so some of those old British brands just reinvented really, so go and check them out. Fantastic. And that's it for today. So thank you very much for sticking around. As I said before, hit that like, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.